Okay, this is my audience. My daughter. She's all I could come up with. Okay. We all have seen news clips or a documentary on children being abused or neglected. Has this ever caused a sadness in you that made you feel immediate sympathy, or maybe you even had to turn off the television because you couldn't watch any longer? Have you ever wondered what you could do to help these kids? Well, if so, I'm going to tell you how you can. Although I have never been abused or neglected by my parents or family, I have always had an overwhelming sense to help children in need. Not only is fostering a child a great way to help a child in need, but at the same time, you will be serving God. He values human life. Children end up in the foster system for different reasons. Children can be removed from the home by Child Protective Services for things other than abuse. Also, keep in mind that abuse is not just physical. It is also emotional or sexual. Some families may be homeless. Children can be taken from their parents if the parents are not providing a stable home for them to live in. Some children are in a home where they are not being abused, but they are around drugs because their parents are addicts. If this is the case, they may not be getting the things they need, like food or being made to go to school. In a situation like this, the child is probably suffering from neglect. So there are just a few of the reasons that a child may need to be fostered. Now let's discuss why you may want to foster. Fostering can be trying, but it can also be rewarding. To be able to help shape and change a child's life is something you cannot put a price on. Maybe you have an extra room in your house that isn't being used. That would be a great start for some children who do not have their own room. You do not have to be wealthy to help or foster a child. They may need some material things like clothes, but for the most part, these children lack love, attention, affection, nurturing, and just feeling safe. All of this can be given free of charge. You only need to be able to provide a safe, healthy environment for a child to live in, but most importantly and mostly forgotten about these days is a spiritual foundation. It is important to remember that God values human life and expects us to be his hands and feet. Foster care puts the need for the gospel on display for your family. It's a chance for the children to see Jesus' demands in full action. Fostering can be a platform for God's word to be shared with the children to give them a spiritual foundation in life. Praying and asking God what he can use you for in this type of situation can put you on the right track. There will always be children with no families, children with broken families, and children lost in a broken system. We cannot help them all. However, we can try our best to make sure that we put forth the effort to try and help as many children as possible. The more that are helped, the more that are changed. This ministry is not for everyone, but every Christian family should pray and ask God if their household is one that could hand out some extra love.